Look at all this shit. Is it any wonder that I'm the angriest music nerd on the fucking internet? I mean, look at it. All hidden in a corner, just ready to expose the shit. Jesus. I really don't have a life, do I? I mean, look at all this. This is out of control. 6 CD books? Who the fuck needs that? Well, at any rate, let's find the album that we're going to review today. God damn it. Where the fuck is it? Jesus Christ, I have so goddamn many, I can't tell where the hell it's at. Give me a minute. Maybe it's back here a little bit further. Ah, yes. There it is. Pink Floyd's MEDDLE. Wait! What the hell is a triptych? Okay. A triptych is an ancient writing tablet of 3 leaves hinged together, or a set of 3 panels with pictures, designs, or carvings, often hinged so the 2 side panels may be folded over the central one, and it's commonly used as an altarpiece. A musical triptych, however, what I'm going to do here is talk about 3 albums that relate to one another. A musical triptych is going to have one center album that kind of inspired the other 2. This is going to be really interesting, guys, and one of a kind. MEDDLE is the 6th album from Pink Floyd. Now, many fans will remember Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall, and The Final Cut as some of the best Gilmore written items. However, it was MEDDLE that actually came first, and it also poses the most interesting story.
However, MEDDLE was more than just an album. It was a sonic experiment, not to mention a sonic experience for the listener. This is an album that definitely transcends reality for people that were taking too much acid or just smoking a bowl at home on a Friday night. Now, Pink Floyd were already the masters of this particular style of music, psychedelic, progressive rock. They'd already produced a number of albums in the post-Barrett era, such as A Saucer Full of Secrets, which contained a lot of Barrett-influenced songs, Atom Heart Mother, and Gumma. However, MEDDLE kind of took it to the next level. This was the first album that many people consider to be one of the first real Pink Floyd classics. Now, I understand that there's a lot of Gumma, Atom Heart Mother, and Saucer Full of Secrets fans out there, so I'm not necessarily trying to distance myself from those particular albums, but I did say that this album poses a unique story. And the story isn't really so much about the recording of the album or anything like that. It's actually what's happening now, about 30 to 35 years later. MEDDLE is an album that's defined by its sonicescapes, something that's extremely well structured while at the same time really keeping a very free-form philosophy. It's only 6 tracks long, however it clocks in at just under 50 minutes at 46:43. This is a very unique album, and it actually sets up the style of music that you would hear in future Pink Floyd albums like the ones that I had mentioned, Dark Side of the Moon, etc. It started to employ Pink Floyd's more dreamy philosophy that was really contained in albums of the past, while also mixing in some more unique and more hard-edged melodies. However, at the same time, the progressive rock structure of their sounds gave them a lot of freedom to explore and experiment, which is something that they had been doing a lot to this point. If you recall, in Gumma and Atom Heart Mother, they experimented with longer pieces that lasted more than 20 minutes in length. So the 6-track Echoes wasn't necessarily something that was all that new for Pink Floyd. However, the feel was definitely something that was new. There was definitely a lot more of a presence of a new, bold age of Pink Floyd in this particular record. For example, One of These Days might take you back to songs such as Interstellar Overdrive, but at the same time you could also hear a lot of what you would hear in Dark Side of the Moon in the early tracks such as Speak to Me and Breathe in it. Either that or just the freeform improvisation that you hear later on in that same album. A Pillow of Winds is kind of similar. However, Fearless is one song that actually takes me back a little bit more to their elder age material. San Tropez kind of is somewhere in between, while Seamus definitely is inspired a lot by their older material from Saucer Full of Secrets. You can definitely tell it just kind of has a style, but at the same time, what's kind of unique about this is that you also blend in dogs, which of course you hear more samples of dogs in the song, well, Dogs. Of course, that's off of the album Animals, so I guess the parallels are exceedingly rich and make perfect sense. Echoes is really the center point of this particular album, however. It was all side 2 whenever you got this album on LP, and it's kind of understandable. It's 23 minutes and 28 seconds long. It's a lengthy piece that actually features a sample that's really unique. They wrote this song back in the early 1970s, but near the middle of the 80s, and this was accurately pointed out by James Rolfe, well, there's a part in Echoes that sounds a lot like the Phantom of the Opera. Now, the Phantom of the Opera was, of course, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber for the popular play, not to mention the show that was taken on the Broadway, but it's interesting how closely that they seem to mold together. Now, I would play the samples for you, however, at the same time, I just got suspended, guys, so you gotta understand my apprehension a little bit in order to take a risk again. Echoes, however, is a massive track. It's something that just, well, makes me want to do this. For me, it's cigarettes. However, just imagine, in the 70s, for a lot of people, it was weed, it was acid, it was LSD. You pop this sucker on, and for the next 23 minutes and 28 seconds, you're on the ride of your life. Now, like most properly produced progressive rock or progressive metal songs, this is a song that is very much of undulating currents. And by undulating currents, I mean that it's not going to be all in one tempo. It's not going to all be slow. It's going to ride in waves. Waves where the excitement kind of builds, where the music kind of flows upward and has a little bit more of a higher tempo, a faster pace, and a little bit harder edge. But then at the same time, it's going to descend back down into the dreamy state that you kind of hear. This is a perfect merging point for the two eras, really, of Pink Floyd, of their older material, whether it be with Syd Barrett or post-Barrett, or should I say, and the New Age material, which is, of course, Wish You Were Here, etc. Because it does contain enough of experimentation and very unique ideas and very strange ideas, so to speak, where it could easily fit in that particular corner of the catalog. However, it's so well done and very crisply produced that it definitely features a lot more of the newer age material. And you can definitely see where the Waters and David Gilmore writing style was really starting to go from here. Now, of course, Roger Waters was responsible for a lot of the material. However, at the same time, David Gilmore still had a lot of great ideas. And I'm chuckling because Doug Gilmore was a hockey player from Canada, definitely not a musician. However, you might be wondering how this album potentially could have influenced music in the future. And it's something that you could definitely see. Modern day bands, such as Porcupine Tree, definitely have a very Pink Floyd-like feel to it. However, they really like to distance themselves from that particular analogy. Pure Reason Revolution is a recent progressive rock band that definitely has a lot of Pink Floyd characteristics as well. The one place where that characteristic really doesn't work is in their vocals. Their vocals are more reminiscent of the four-part harmony or five-part harmony that you would hear from the Beach Boys. And this is actually something that creates a really unique experience. However, there is one band that is keeping on the tradition of Pink Floyd, especially in their metal-style philosophy. But who is it? You're going to have to stay tuned in order to find out.